For 40 years, PGA Master Professional Ed Oldham's skills as an instructor have transformed thousands of reluctant participants into confident players and multiple high handicappers into club champions. Plying his craft at the Ranch Country Club in Westminster, he has turned more than 50 junior golfers into scholarship athletes, and many of those, such as Steve Ziegler, Sean Wills, A.J. Ott, Leah Devine, Zakai Brown, and Stephen and Jennifer Kupcho have become state, collegiate, and national champions. A Colorado native, Ed came by his love of coaching from his father, Warren, who was the dean of students and coach of the North Platte, Nebraska Community College golf team. At 16, he got a job working for Rich Skinner, the PGA professional at North Platte Country Club and the father of LPGA Tour player Val Skinner.
I just really liked what he did. You know, be able to hang around the game, help people to learn and improve, and it just inspired me. I thought, what a great way to spend my life.
After moving back to Colorado, graduating from Rifle High School, and working for a year at Rifle Creek Golf Club, Ed got an assistant professional gig at the ranch in 1982. He rose to become the PGA head professional from 1991 to 2018, and along the way earned the PGA's highest educational designation, PGA Master Professional in Golf Instruction.
My handicap when I first joined the club was, I think, over a 20. And the lowest I've gotten is down in the threes. I want to say 3.7, 3.6, something like that. Ed was always very focused on how can we make the club a success? How can we grow the membership? How can we retain members? And he was not just thinking about his little, compartment in the golf department. He was thinking about the club writ large. And that feedback and really having someone that was in that position that was vested in the success of the club was really important.
As a true PGA professional, however, Ed did not confine his advice to the lesson tee. He profoundly influenced the membership of his club and the Colorado PGA section.
I consider Ed a friend, a mentor, a confidant. Ed, it's kind of hard to describe Ed because he fills so many roles in my life, both personally and professionally. I mean, he's the gold standard, right? I can't tell you the number of golf professionals. I mean, I've never worked for Ed. I'm one of those acorns, though, still, right? Even though I never worked for Ed. I can't tell you the number of times I've talked to other golf professionals in this role, my previous role before that, and they said, hey, you know what, I want to learn about instruction, or I want to learn about what it is to be a golf professional. And I said, you know what, you need to call Ed Oldham. And time after time after time, Ed picks up the phone, and Ed makes time. And he treats his members at the club the same way, right? Ed was born with a servant's heart. And I think that's what it takes to be a great golf professional. And that's serving your members, serving your club, serving your peers, serving those who will come after you and those who came before you, and being respectful of them. And Ed is all those things.
Ed also served as the president of the Colorado PGA section, which has honored him 8 times, including twice as Golf Professional of the Year, twice for professional golf development, and most recently for player development. In 2018, the year he devoted himself full-time to instruction, his most famous student, Jennifer Kupcho, won the NCAA individual title and then triumphed in the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur the following April.
Ed's approach is really good. I think specifically with me, I'm not super technical and looking at every which way to fix my swing. We just look at the small things like grip or club face, and it's really simple fixes most of the time. So that's really helpful for me, especially when I'm on the road all the time. Yeah, when I'm on the road with him, I just send him a video and TrackMan numbers or whatever he needs, and he looks at it, and it's really just a quick fix most of the time. I tell him which way I'm missing it or whatever is going on with my swing, and it's usually a really quick fix, and I'm on with my life.
The first time we met, and he said, if you're going to take lessons from me, I expect you to text me results and to text me how things went beyond that. And I think that, for me, that was the beginning of a really good relationship, because it wasn't always results oriented, even though he wanted to know how the result, how the tournament went, what the score was. He wanted to know what was good and what was bad. And I think that's been something that's really consistent for the last, 10 years. I think the most important thing that's stayed with me for all these years is that at the end of the day, I'm still playing golf for a living, and that's always been our goal. So even though every day is not perfect, there's something to be learned, there's something to grow from. I think what differentiates him from any other instructor that I've ever seen work is his passion for junior golfers and the beginner clinics, and he really does want to grow the game to see somebody whose passion truly is the beginners first and foremost. I mean, you get caught up with a lot of success from junior golfers. You've got my sister, Steve Ziegler, who was a great player. There's just, the list goes on and on and on of great players that he's worked with. But for every great player that you want to say he's worked with, there's 100 lives that he's touched by just teaching them how to play golf for the first time and really enjoy it and get the most out of it.
For the enriching and enduring influence he has had on his students, his club, his colleagues, and the sport, the Colorado Golf Hall of Fame welcomes Ed Oldham as its newest member.